What's going on? It's a brother Jay, and my thought of the day is that old school movie from the 1960s, Westside Story. Now, naturally, it was out way like probably 8 years before I was born and stuff like that, you know. And that's the movie version, you know what I'm saying? They had a musical version before the movie version, if my assumption is correct, you know what I'm saying? One or two was, but it's a musical. You know what I'm saying? But the point I'm getting at is this. When my pops finally showed it to me, it was roughly like around, I want to say 77, because that was the same year that the first time I saw Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? The New Hope, you know what I'm saying? Or A New Hope is what it's called. You know what I'm saying? He showed me that same year the movie version of West Side Story. And to me, I mean, anybody that knows my dad, you'll say they know he's a natural born comedian, man. I mean, this guy will take something that's a mundane subject and make you crack the fuck up. He said, look, he told me he talked after the movie. He was like, he said back in the day, you know what I'm saying, when it first came out in the movie form, I went to the theaters to see it, and the gist of a movie, he really liked it all in all, except for the part with Tony. You know what I'm saying? Because he be just because from his concept, he told me, I'm gonna say it like he told me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yeah, man, this guy, you know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be like the hardest guy from the Jets. You know what I'm saying? Started the Jets and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And his reputation of beating up dudes and saying is legendary. They'll shut down other hoods and stuff like that. But now here comes this Puerto Rican gang and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So now he's like, well, I don't want to gang bang no more. I want to sit here and stock shelves and work a job. And the other guy's like, you want to work a corny job? You know. So he's saying that, you know, they go to a dance and stuff like that. And he meets a, you know what I'm saying, Puerto Rican lady, you know what I'm saying? He just fell head over heels walking down the street. Maria, I suddenly met a girl named Maria. He had me rolling when he was explaining this shit. He was like, what guy do you know is a tough guy? Beat up all kinds of cats, you know what I'm saying, in different hoods and shutting other gang members down, walking down the street singing Maria and shit, you know? Oh, man, he was a nut for that one. So he continued on, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, we already saw the movie, but when my pops get on the roll, you know, it's best to get out of his way and let him get on that roll, you know what I'm saying? So, and he's like, yeah, man, the only part I didn't like about the movie is everything it dealt with Tony and stuff, because Tony, you know what I'm saying, and the movie dealt with racism, it dealt with in your face. Now, truthfully, you know what I'm saying, when we saw classical movies like, you know what I'm saying, Mississippi Burning and all like that, but we talking about a movie in the 60s, a musical at that. Most musicals didn't cover race issues like that, you know what I'm saying? Racism and gangbanging, you know? So, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, you know, this guy, you know what I'm saying, and he didn't, he's singing on the roof with Maria, you know what I'm saying? Like, tonight, you know what I'm saying? Now the other guys are like singing like, yeah, the Jets are going to have their way tonight, you know what I'm saying? And he's, you know what I'm saying, your stars, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what, you know? So, but it was a great fucking musical, you know what I'm saying? Because it has the whole gambit, the romance, the prejudice, the envy, the jealousies, you know what I'm saying, some of the lies and stuff like that. But and the crazy arc of the story is that, you know what I'm saying, he's so in love with her that he's trying to stop the Jets and Sharks from getting into a deadly fight, which makes it harder for them to be together. You know what I'm saying? So in the course of all this, you know what I'm saying, he fucks around trying to, you know what I'm saying, stop the fight between, you know what I'm saying, Bernardo and Riff. And his boys grab him and stuff and hold him and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And as Riff moves in, Bernardo stabs him in the chest and kills him. So at that point, he loses all scruples. So I guess the old school gangbang and kickback game, like, what? You killed my right hand man with the womb to tomb, birth to earth number? Oh no, nigga. And he stabs Bernardo and shit. Now everybody, yeah, you motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Now, the weirdo part about this is that wait. Before I go to that far, because that's further in the movie, the middle part, like after he met Maria, this nigga went in her neighborhood, calling her name and everything. You know, if one Puerto Rican would have popped out, he would have been killed or badly beaten, one or two. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's why then they're singing on her back porch in her neighborhood. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? So he's going on a hide and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And I need Maria and shit like that. And she's like, I need Tony and shit. And, you know, so the girlfriend that was dating Bernardo, you know what I'm saying, was like, you know, how can you date a murderer and how can you date a person that killed your brother and stuff like that? And she's like, but you know what I'm saying, you love, you know what I'm saying, Bernardo and he killed Riff. So she had a point there, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just funny the way my dad explains it. And some of the songs, most of the songs of the movie I like. And the solo act, you know, saying with the Tonight part, you know what I'm saying, you know, well, back then when I was young, that seemed cool because I was young, you know what I'm saying? So young or impressionable, you know what I'm saying? When you see people like on the screen declaring their love against all odds and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Even the broad is saying to him, like, hey, nigga, my brother, he ain't gonna like you. My dad, he ain't gonna like you. My mama's gonna like what my dad likes, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? You know, this is a against all odds relationship, you know? So, you know what I'm saying? And that's the classical movie, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, the only runner-up movie that was as good as West Side Story, in my opinion, it wasn't necessarily a musical, but it was another movie, you know what I'm saying, made by the guy that made Godfather, DiCaprio or whatever his name is. And he made this movie called The Outsiders. You know what I'm saying? Now, The Outsiders was the next, I mean, I'm talking about as far as like gangbanging movies. You know what I'm saying? You know, they always had gangster movies where you had, you know what I'm saying, like McRaff or Raff, I forgot his name, man, but the guy that Humphrey Bogart, the guy that Humphrey Bogart played, you know what I'm saying, Raff and stuff like that. Then you had James Cagney, you know what I'm saying, that played, you know what I'm saying, at least 3 or 4 gangster movies. You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference between gangster movies and gang banging movies. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying, to those that don't know the difference, a gangster movie is an individual, you know what I'm saying, that they show his prominent rise through crime. And yeah, he might have a few flukies here and there, but you know what I'm saying, he's the main one that's doing the crime and everybody following him, you know what I'm saying? Like James Cagney, one scene you can't forget is the one where he was in jail. I forgot which movie it was, but he was in jail and somebody said, hey, such and such killed your moms. And his moms was like, low, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, my mom, she's dead. And he just went berserk, nigga. He climbing on jail. No, and punching out cops and everything. Pow. No, pow. No. You know, I was like, oh. You know, and this is black and white movies. You know what I'm saying? But again, back to the point. You know what I'm saying? The difference between gangster movies because the theme is of the individual in their prominent rise to crime and also their demise at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You know, but gang banging deals with a whole organization that everybody's a part of. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said West Side Story was the first gang banging movie I ever seen. And then there was another one, like I said, which was The Outsiders. They had kind of a mediocre one, which I liked, you know what I'm saying, but it was kind of gang banging, kind of not, you know what I'm saying, was Rumblefish. You know what I'm saying, with Michael Douglas and I forgot his name, man, because he played in Outsiders too. You know what I'm saying? As shit, what is his character? Dally. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I'm gonna end this because I'm not gonna try to be too long with it. The point I'm getting at is, well, my dad excuse me, when my dad would narrate and describe funny things that he saw in West Side Story, it just made me crack up. And I watched that movie yesterday, and the only thing I had was like at least 15, 20 minutes of comical thoughts about how my dad analyzed that movie and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I guess this is my own way of, you know what I'm saying, like expressing that I miss my father, you know, because he was a nut. He was serious about what he believed in, but when he described a story, he'll make you crack up, you know. And that's my dad, man. You know what I'm saying? So I really miss him, man. But either way, y'all have a good one, dudes.